Hello everyone and welcome to Faithful to the Traitors, where we are here to discuss the Traitors Ireland Series 1, Episode 10, week... Come on, pipe up.
4.
3.
4.
You sure?
Yep.
1, 2, 3,
Come
4,
on,
5,
pipe
6,
up.
7, 8, 9. Oh yeah, 4. Gosh. Doesn't time fly?
Doesn't time fly when you're having fun and splitting people's votes in different directions, forgetting what you said to one person and then saying it to someone else?
It's the trouble with being too honest.
That is the problem. You are mean girls.
Well, she said it.
That was the parting shot by one beautiful, beautiful woman who we will miss dearly from this show.
She's
because
on our team.
Despite her kind of going in all kinds of different directions, having groups, like she was never with one group. I didn't realise, also something else I didn't realise after we'll talk about who the new traitor is. I bet you can't guess. But when they were talking about
Wilkin.
when they're talking about splitting the groups, I didn't realise that there's actually quite a few little splinter groups out there, isn't there? Because I didn't realise that Amy and Kelly, were kind of like their own splinter group. I didn't really see that.
No one did,
and then
apart from the editing team.
And then Vanessa and Owen, they're a splinter group. Faye's out on her own, but she trusts the two guys. And Wilkin is, as always, the Lone Ranger with Joanna, who's the Lone Rangeress.
Well, Kelly's on her own now. She had a very difficult
Now
episode.
Kelly's on her own. So it's very confusing. Very confusing, but exciting. If you're enjoying the podcast and you want to ask us or tell us anything you're thinking about the Traitors, you can find all our information, and also where you can watch or listen to us, this podcast, on our Linktree, linktr.ee/faithful2. On there, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us on all the different social medias and YouTube and Spotify and Apple Music. And can you subscribe?
You sound like Joanne doing her speech around with the flames behind her.
Joanne's speech was very rehearsed. She was like, and I am from Poland, and I have 3 children, and I have husband, and I am very honest. And then Oyen was like, well, you know, I like myself, and I'm trusting. And
she was trying to do like a big spiritual, clever speech of loads of meaning behind
cleansing
it.
to herself.
She got confused, didn't quite trust what she was saying herself, but she realised I only have one take at this, and
I screwed
just
up
went with it.
She kept repeating herself all the time. She kept saying, and I do think I'm quite trusting, and that's why I'm a trusting person.
Because of myself.
Because I am a trusting person, and I believe I'm trusting, and that's what makes me trusting. And I am Oyen, and I am Queen, and I am it. If you like the podcast, by the way, and you want to help us monetarily, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/faithful or coff.ee/faithful, and on there you can give us £5, which is the equivalent of a gold coin in the world of the Traitors.
Or a coffee, apparently.
It's called Buy Me a Coffee, but it's actually Buy Me a Gold Coin, you traitorous bastard. Talking to you, Nick and Ben. We've been bigging you up this whole series. Where's our payback, eh? Where's our comeuppance?
I think last week we severed our ties.
No, because I said Ben looked like Batman.
True.
Although then I did say Nick looked like... Also...
Ben's dressed up in all leopard print last night.
No, that was Amy.
No, on Instagram to say his little piece for Amy. So...
Oh, he dressed as Amy?
Yes.
Well, to apologise for murdering her?
Yes, I think so. So we have a few comments on where have we got them. On Spotify. You can comment on Spotify, everyone. Did you know that?
You can subscribe and follow us as well.
Darcy said, get Paudie and Andrew on the podcast. I'm buzzing for the final week. What an episode. This is from Julie. Love listening to your guys' takes and you trying to figure out Irish people. Can you get one of the cast on to join you for the pod for an interview? Well, where's all this come from? That's 2 people asking for interviews.
Why, are we not good enough anymore? Get out of it.
And then Charlotte says, this is shaping up to be one of the best series of the Traitors ever. Definitely in competition with New Zealand Series 1 or even the UK Series 2. Could you do a bonus episode ranking all of the best series, but include spoilers?
With spoilers? Well, guys, maybe. There's things afoot. Can you smell them? Ben, can you smell them? There's something coming. Oh yeah.
Right, that sounds dangerous.
Wait, it's what Nick. It's Nick as Ben walks into the turret.
I mean, every series we love the contestants of the Traitors, and there's lots of times where we have opportunities to interview them. We just never do interviews with the contestants because we like to just keep the Traitors as like a magical TV show that we watch.
Yeah.
And we talk to the contestants in like DMs, all sorts of stuff, but we just never do an interview on a podcast. It's just what we don't do. So everyone asking, thank you, but no, sorry. We just don't do it. So that's what it is.
But also, yeah, like you say, it's I don't know. It feels
for us.
It feels a bit, I don't know, might feel a bit weird and awkward.
Well, it depends.
But there are other podcasts that do interviews with the cast of Traitors. So
go listen to them.
Out.
They do all of them. But we still love
They
the
do a better job than us, okay?
Yeah.
Look, we don't even analyse the show that in much detail. we always end up going on a spectrum about something completely different, like we are right now, about talking about ourselves. We're doing an Joanne here. The reason you should listen to our podcast is because we're a good podcast, and that's what I believe, and that's why we're a good podcast. Says
Plus,
Joanne.
I'm beautiful.
Joanne 2025. Shall we talk about the blackmail and the obvious blackmail that was like anyone who said otherwise needed to have some brain surgery because we all knew where this was heading.
So many moments where they nearly kissed, I feel.
I mean, the romance in
I
that
was willing
turret,
them to kiss.
we knew it was happening.
In the turret, around the fire pit.
And who'd have thought that we were saying that Ben was like the Batman in the last episode and Nick was like the Robin, the sidekick. But who'd have thought Nick was the Dom, wasn't he, really, in their relationship?
I mean, he's very,
When they got in that turret, he was like, you did well, boy. On your knees, boy. And Ben was like, yes, sir, wiping off his...
They're a bit like Pinky in the Brain. As in,
okay, which
Nick
one's
is
Pinky?
the brain, Ben is Pinky.
Narf! Ben's Pinky. Yeah. Poor Pinky.
Well, it's just the vibe I got in that conclave when Ben said, yes, of course I will. He took off his hood and saw Nick there and he was like, yay! Never seen someone so happy before.
Oh, so it's because he gets another opportunity to see Nick. Exactly.
Yeah, lovely bromance going there.
The bromance is on.
Yeah, they were working out what weak woman they could kill.
Well, no, see, this is something else that I feel like was sorely not discussed by Siobhan, the presenter, and that is that this Traitor series has been very masculine, very male orientated. Bar one, all the traitors have been male.
Yeah, but there's been a lot of female contestants not murdered, at least. So.
Yeah, I guess, but then it's been kind of. I just feel like again, it feels a bit egotistical. It feels like it was the men's show to win.
No, I don't agree because I think look at the contestants. There's more women left than men still, and two of those men are traitors.
Yeah, but then
Wilkin. Well,
Wilkin's an honorary woman.
He's just there. He's not really doing much.
Wilkin's there for fun.
He's just eating his soup and his big cups of tea.
Wilkin just agrees with everyone and he's happy to be there. He's happy to be invited.
And he always pipes up at the round table at the end, which then never adds anything. He always does it too late. He says, can I just do one more thing? And everyone's like, ugh. He
normally just consolidates what people have already said at the round table, or Wilkin. But Joe did point out that he was the only person who had voted for Joe for the last kind of couple round tables. He did drop that little note in. Whether it was useful is beyond, well, it's been seen as not to be quite so much. But no, I mean, yes, I see what you're saying. The women outnumber the men by probably twofold.
It was just the comments of Nick and Ben thinking that they can manipulate the women is the weird.
That's the issue for you,
bits.
Is there? That's I just love their romance, like I say, in the turret. Like there's fan fiction waiting to be written between Ben and Nick as they make their way to the turret. And if anyone has seen any online, what's the website where people write fan fiction? It's got that
Wattpad.
Wattpad, yes. If anyone's seen any fan fiction between Ben and Nick from Irish Traitors Series 1,
Ben's probably written it himself.
On Wattpad. Ben does do daily updates on his Instagram. So maybe we need to know what's going on between. I mean, are they still friends outside the show? I suppose if they say that, then you probably find out who the winners were.
Wait 2 more days.
Need to find out. I am curious to know if their friendship has gone past the show itself.
I'm sure it has.
Or whether it was forged just to win or lose the game.
Maybe if Ben and Nick win as traitors and they share the money, Nick helps Ben buy a house because he's an estate agent.
Is Nick an estate agent?
Yes, that's why we say he's so arrogant and likeable.
He's got an older brother and 2 younger sisters, and they all play sports, which makes them trustworthy.
Pardon? Is that what he said?
That's what he said. He said, we all play sports, and in sports, you need to trust one another. Of course, unless you play on individual sports like athletics or snooker.
Aren't you always against each other in sports anyway?
Well, no, because he's talking about team sports. Right. So he plays team sports like football or rugby.
Netball.
Or netball. Men can play netball or basketball or volleyball. Or ball.
Or water polo.
Yeah.
I could see Ben and
Nick. Water rugby.
Yeah, they could play that together. So they decided in the end to murder lovely Amy. And she was kind of fussed, but not really fussed. She was like, well, I kind of saw it coming. I'm a bit tired now. Maybe it's time for me to go. It is what it is. Goodbye. And
she seemed relieved.
Whereas Kelly, on the other hand,
Kelly
I feel like she's on the verge of quitting the show because she's not coping.
Yeah, she lost her support unit in Amy, didn't she? Poor Kelly.
Yeah, a fire was lit under her because her friend was killed. So she was like, I'm going to get a traitor, not because I want to get a traitor, to revenge her death. And then she spent the rest of the episode sort of on her own, crying, upset.
And then had that one moment of real bitchiness towards Joanna, which was cruel, to be fair. The way she said, "Oh, thanks for the shield. Now bye."
I think she was just kind of saying that because she thought, "I've done it. I've avenged Amy. Take that, Joe." And then when she found out that Joe was like, "Well, actually, no, I'm faithful. Plus, you all mean girls and be really mean and judge my character, and I'm crying. Goodbye." Kelly was like, "Oh crap." Yeah, that's not me. That wasn't me.
Do you think Kelly and, by extension, Vanessa would have been as apologetic after the round table if Joanne had actually been a traitor? No. I don't think they would have been. No.
Well, no.
So the fact that but the fact that she wasn't, and that shot of Vanessa as well afterwards when Vanessa said, "Why was I a dickhead?" and then you just saw her drinking, just sat there on the chair like that, like with a glass of wine, just like, "Yeah, I'm a dickhead." Poor Kelly. I mean, yes, I felt sorry for Kelly. I thought her comment was a bit nasty that she shot at Joe.
Yeah, I think the comments, you made it without thinking, and that wasn't her. Like, that was just a moment of madness for her, and she realised that and apologised. So.
Also, let's don't forget also that Faye did the old trick of winding everyone up and then just letting them loose, and she sat back. And though Vanessa, and she did.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, she did, because Vanessa was the one who brought forward the point that Joanne had been kind of like saying different things to different people. But Vanessa didn't seem that visibly upset or angry by it. She did say she was going to discuss it at the round table, but then that was kind of the end of it. But then Faye got in the car with Vanessa on the way to this thing and kept going on and on and on about it. Then Faye got in the car with Kelly on the way back from the fire game and kept going on and on and on about it.
Well, it's the game. You have to go on and on about it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Vanessa was upset, but by the time it got to the round table, Vanessa was vengeful, and it was spotted as well by Nick and by Wilkin, and then Nick took advantage of that and then pulled Faye aside, not really knowing that Faye was the one who kind of was like stoking up the
just
the
sit
anger.
Back and let it happen.
Just let it. No. He told her to actually forget about Joanne and go for Vanessa. He said, "Why are you all going for Joanne? Why don't you all go for Vanessa?" Again, that would be a red flag for me if I was Faye. But Faye just is like, "Oh, I trust you with my life, Nick." And Nick's like, "I'm already called for. His name is Ben." "And I'm taking him to the toilet later." Faye's a proper little fag hag, isn't she?
Yes, in your fan fiction, she is. I mean, we did say a few episodes ago that Joanne going back and forth from these two groups of people, telling them what each other has said, was going to backfire. And it did massively. And to be fair to Joanne, what she was doing was all truthful. And actually, even though she's our favourite, Oyen was the catalyst of this, because it was the moment where Oyen turned to Joanne during the vote and say, "I'm going for Faye." And then Joanne said, "No, I'm not. There's not enough votes. Whisper, whisper." That did happen. And Oyen was like, "That never happened." And it's like, yes, it did. That was the thing that undone everything around here, and which made everyone not believe Joanne.
I mean, there was a lot of accusations being thrown at Joe, but you're quite right.
That was the moment. That was the thing. Yeah.
Well, Oyen was quite clever, and I don't know if Oyen said it believing it or said it because she knew that she was a bit trapped by Joanne's accusation.
I think she forgot.
I think Oyen forgot too, but Oyen's actually asked Joe to clarify it and said, like, at the round table, and Joanne said no, and then Oyen said not at the round table. So she didn't say she never said it. She just said she never said it at the round table, which was the crux of what they were accusing Joe's lie of
But she
being.
did say it at the round table. And then Kelly was like, that has to be a lie because you can't do that around the round table.
You're not allowed to whisper.
It's like, well, it did because we all saw it with
Kelly,
subtitles.
Whisper.
We saw it with subtitles.
You're not allowed to whisper around the round table during the votes.
So, I mean, yeah, Joe had a tough episode. During the mission, it was like they all had flames behind them and you had to extinguish the person you least trusted.
Each flame signified a life.
Yes, and Joanne lost all three of hers very quickly. Who voted for her? Vanessa?
Nick. Oh, Nick. God. Should we talk about Nick again?
No,
Nick,
one of them didn't. Because
Nick
she
did.
only got 2 out of 3. Did Faye not vote for her?
But
then?
Nick definitely did, because Nick was getting the little cup to extinguish the snuff. To extinguish
he thought
it,
he was the
going,
presenter.
Rattle, rattle, rattle,
He was doing that,
ears.
thinking, I can take Siobhan's job next series, and I can tap your shoulder. Don't tap your shoulder, not tap your hair. He thought he was going to be presenter, series 2. Nick.
Siobhan looked at the production crew and was like that. What's he doing that for?
No, because no one else did it.
No one else did it.
He thought, I have to pretend. Do you know I'm here? Do you not know I'm here? Yeah, he was going,
you said that he's giving out vibes of a certain player from a certain series.
Yes.
He totally gave out that vibe at that point. He reminded me of when that certain character was walking down the staircase to the breakfast table and he was doing a little Joker dance as he was making his way to it. You wait, Nick will do a little dance as he's walking to the breakfast room, and we'll all be like, "Oh, for God's sake, Nick, stop that!"
He'll wait for the final to do that when he knows cameras are on him. Yeah, he's very camera aware all of a sudden.
He looked at the camera.
Since he got that cloak.
Yeah. Oh, but no, since he did his to the camera and his with Ben, he's now become a performer for the camera. I noticed 3 times he looked at the camera during this episode. 3.
Think of that with Ben, do you?
You don't get that with Ben. Let Ben be the sole traitor. That's what we want to see.
Well, you might get your wish in an episode. So, Joanne
I want to ask you
the
about
game
that later.
But, also won the game because she was the most untrustworthy, but she got 2 gifts.
She did.
A shield, standard. We all know what a shield does.
Don't
but
talk
then,
about that. No way.
Then she got a little dagger. But Siobhan was like, your inventory is full. It's like Resident Evil when you're trying to shuffle around your backpack.
Oh, that's a good reference. I was thinking more Nightmare when they could only put 2 things
Another
in a
80s
knapsack.
reference from Alex here.
Anyone who enjoys my 80s reference, please get in touch.
At least mine's 1998. A bit more up to date than your Nightmare.
Actually,
one.
Nightmare was 90s and 80s. Thank you very much.
Well, that just shows how
Where
old it
am
is.
I?
So,
You're in a very large room.
Siobhan was like, you're only allowed to hold 1 item. You're a faithful. You could get murdered tonight, so you could keep a shield, or you can have the dagger, which gives you 2 votes.
2 votes at the round table.
Yes.
But they couldn't be, I was wondering, but they did clarify it later, whether you could have 2 different votes. So you could split the votes. Why would that be stupid?
Because it would be stupid.
Yeah, well, when you're voting for, let's for argument's sake, say, Strictly Come Dancing, the BBC give you 3 free votes.
Or Big Brother.
That's a better example. You get 3 free votes.
5
free
votes.
votes.
Yeah,
You
that's
don't put all
stupid.
5 on one person. You split them.
That's true. But that depends if it's vote to win or save. Plus, I think on the final, you should only get 1 vote when there's 2 left.
In the final, you can keep voting. So once someone's been evicted, you
Yeah,
vote
I know,
again.
but I think you should only get 1. So it's more dilemma. Anyway,
It's more fun.
more about that in 2 weeks' time when we're covering Big Brother Daily. So Joanne gave her shield as a lovely, faithful woman, a nice girl.
She gave her a dagger.
No, she didn't.
Oh, no,
she
I'm
gave
sorry.
a shield.
Ignore me. Yes,
She gave her shield as a nice girl to a mean girl, Kelly.
Mean Girl Kelly, yeah.
She was like, I've saved your life. Kelly was like, thank you.
Well, that was the other
Joanne, voting you off.
Yeah. But that's the other thing. I think Joe felt betrayed by Kelly for that as well.
That broke Joanne, that moment.
You know what? Look, Joe played a very suspicious game.
Not great.
She kept telling people things that she had been told by other people, which made people not trust her.
And she was very proud of that.
Which she was proud of. She knew she was on her own through the game.
No alliance, Joe.
I think she was better off having... Yeah, no alliance, Joe. She was better off maybe keeping some of that information to herself, which she could then reveal at the round table by surprise, rather than kind of giving people what they
Heads
expect.
up.
Yeah, what they expect to hear from her. I do believe, though, that it was the way it was presented to Joe. I think they were all very fair. It was that comment from Kelly, and I think Kelly knew it as well, that broke Joe. Joe was fighting a losing cause. She knew that by the time Oyen started pointing out about things that were being said, because Vanessa said, "Come on, Faye, you join in," and Faye was like, "Yeah, I agree," and then sat back again. So that was Faye's contribution.
Clever.
Well, this is what I mean. She wound them up and then let them run. Then Vanessa was like, "And Oyen, you agree too." And then Oyen kind of put herself forward. Kelly just kind of stepped in and went, "Bitch," and then stepped back down again. You know what I mean? It's
Kelly
like
picked up the dagger and stabbed it
Yeah, she
while
betrayed
looking at her, not even in her back.
Exactly.
So yeah, that was the moment that broke. The moment that broke Joanne was the Yeah.
But bless Joanne, she did break also Nick and Ben's tactic, which was to get rid of Kelly in the final murder. Because this was the final murder as well. But
messed
they can't
up their
do
game
that.
plan, hopefully.
Messed up their game plan. Vanessa's name was brought up, we should quickly mention, by Nick, the traitor, and said that he believed that what was happening between Joanna and Vanessa was traitor on traitor.
Yes.
That really has been the source of people trying to find people, hasn't
That's normally what happens. That's why people know now, because they're so aware of the game that they're in, that always happens. So traitors can now use it against two faithfuls.
But that leads me very nicely to full circle.
Yes.
Do you believe that we will ever see a fight between Nick and Ben? There's only going to be, this next one's the last proper round table for realsies. Then there's the round table before the fire pit on the final episode. So if there's going to be a fight between the actual two traitors, it's probably going to happen the next episode, I would say, because they want to go in as one traitor. Do you think Nick and Ben are planning to win together?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Do you actually?
They're such lovers.
I know they love each other.
Nothing can break their bond. And they are there to win together. And they'll never betray each other. And they'll just say, let's just let the women fight. And we'll sit back and watch. Because that's what they did this episode. And it worked. And they have Faye already on their side as true faithfuls.
We've already said that if it's free down to Ben, Nick and Faye, then Faye is absolutely screwed.
And I don't know whether if they should kill Wilkin tonight because he's a bit useless. And
he's not useless. He's just
not in the game.
Much.
Yeah, but he's not like got any influence or anything. So like, I don't know if they should just murder him and then just have the girls fight on the next episode because they're all suspicious of each other and they sit back again and then just go into the final with Faye and win and steal her money.
So you're saying that they should just let the women fight it amongst themselves?
As in, that's what they'll be thinking. Yes,
because there's only there's 7 left, isn't there? So if they got rid of Wilkin, their reason I must say, just to be fair to Wilkin here, that the reason Ben and Nick at the turret at the end of the episode said Wilkin's name as one of the possible murders was because he can change his opinion very quickly. They didn't say he was useless. No, they said he could change his. That's what you said. That's what this Ben said. You're a mean girl. But Ben are the lovely Ben and Nick, the dynamic duo, Pinky and the Brain. They believe that Wilkin is unreliable and could be a danger because he could suddenly change allegiance, which again, there's not much strength based on that. But the fact that Wilkin was so adamant that he voted for Joanne the whole time. I think he's voted for Joanne since the beginning. Like Wilkin has just been on Joanne's case.
But I understand their theory because they know Faye is on their team, so there's no point murdering her. They know that Vanessa is probably going to get banished or there's a lot of heat on her. And now that Joanne is left as a faithful, Oyen and Vanessa may go against each other. So the likelihood is Wilkin because they can't kill Kelly, who they wanted to kill.
See, I disagree here. I think Oyen and Vanessa are stronger than ever. So if their plan was at the top of the episode, they said they want to break up the influencers, the cliques. And so he did that with Kelly and Amy. Surely it makes sense. Left. Well, Oyen and Vanessa are the last clique.
But then will Faye look at breakfast, have a cross on and think, that clique's been broken up, Kelly and Amy. Oyen and Vanessa clique has been broken up. Why are they not breaking up the Ben and Nick clique? And why am I still here?
Further strengthen the argument, Faye should then continue going down that path.
Why am I here?
That little cog in her mind. She keeps saying it.
I'm the main character.
Why am I still here? I'm really close with Ben and Nick. Why am I still here?
So maybe
think about it.
Because at the end of the conclave, they basically put it down to Wilkin or Oyen. And because Faye also, I think a lot of them think there's a female traitor because they're like, there's no reason why all the females would still be here. So they think there's a female traitor. So kill Wilkin.
It's the housewives theory, isn't it?
Kill Wilkin. Don't kill Oyen. She needs to be in the final.
Why is there so many housewives? Because one of the traitors is a housewife, and the housewives protect their own. So why is there so many women? Because one of the traitors is women. Maybe they should be thinking, why is Ben and Nick, who have constantly been, well, they've self-proclaimed themselves as being the two strongest characters and players in the game. They did the bow and arrow thing for crying out loud.
They're so strong they can't be murdered.
They're so strong they just can't possibly be murdered.
Or be split up.
Why exactly? Why are people not seeing that?
It's because their beauty dazzles them.
I mean, clearly.
Every morning at breakfast, they're on the cusp of suspiciing Nick and Ben, but then they walk in glowing and they're like, oh no, blinded.
Oh my God.
Let's kill someone else.
It's Ben and Nick, everyone.
That's what happens. But yeah, I have hope in Faye that at the because I feel that she's.
I'm sorry, but I have no hope.
I feel
in
that
Faye.
the fire pit is going to be Nick, Ben, Faye, and someone else, either Oyen or Kelly or something like that. And I think Faye will finally click and see it, but I think it's going to be a bit too late when she does.
No, Ben, Nick, and Faye have made their little group. They're BFFs. They're if this in the real world, they're just their own group of best friends. They are the last click if they were to get rid of Oyen or Vanessa from the final click that's there. That basically means that the rest of them are just splintered. There's Wilkin on his own, Vanessa on her own, Kelly on her own. And
Kelly's fire has been extinguished after she went out there for Joanne to try and do it and then got it wrong. She's now wiped herself out. And
so because Faye is so close with Ben and Nick and she trusts them implicitly, they're going to go to the end, and Faye's going to believe that they're both traitors. Faithful, and she's going to think that she's going to split the money between the three of them.
I wonder if they're going to do the thing on the last banishment where they're not allowed to say if they're faithful traitor or not, because they know there's still a traitor. So because then if Faye was clever, she'd work out there's still a traitor. But I think by then it's too late because there's two of them. Two traitors working so close together as lovers is not a good, is not a good thing.
They're doing more than murdering in that turret, I'm telling you. But yeah, this is why I wondered whether Nick and Ben would actually turn on each other. But I agree, I don't think they will. It would have been interesting to see them turn though, especially since they had that conversation a couple of episodes back when Ben was like, yeah, if you were a traitor, if I was a traitor, I'd murder you. And Nick was like, yeah, I'd definitely murder you. I'd like them to almost carry that out, and just actually betray each other, because I don't know. It's dangerous though. I think as you say, they're stronger to stick together, because if they were to try to go for each other, Faye would then become a bit more of a weaker link, and she would be like confused by the whole like, oh, do I trust Ben or Nick? I love them both so much though. But yes, you're right. I think
she's in for a heartbreak on
the final three. We've got it already. It's Ben, Nick, and Faye,
and then one other outlier will be there, depending on who's murdered. Probably Kelly.
Then it won't be 3; it'll be 4.
Yeah. Well, there's always more than 3 around a fire pit anyway.
Yeah, but I think they'll go down to 3. Yeah. I think that they'll if it's Ben, Faye, and Nick, and then whoever's left over, they're going to keep voting until they leave it as just Ben, Nick, and Faye, and that they're going to be the final 3 that are going to go to the final. And then Faye is going to be like, I trust them and I can't wait to spend my 10,000 euros. And then Ben and Nick will be like, yeah, bro, yeah. And they'll start walking over the fire pit. Yeah.
One firework will go off because that's the budget on this series of RTE. And
Nichols, oh my God, what do you think the gesture is going to be if I'm not saying when, if Ben and Nick win?
A backflip?
Oh, yeah, there'll be backflips. They'll probably do a bow and arrow.
They'll ignore Siobhan and just walk off and forget she's there.
I hope Siobhan... No, I'd rather Siobhan walked off and just shook her head as she went away. It was like, boys.
Well, she might. Vanessa had another try to have a chat with her again. Because Siobhan was like, it's very empty here.
She's so desperate to be friends with Siobhan, isn't she, Vanessa?
Yeah. And trying
to build that bridge.
Yeah, it's very empty. And Vanessa said, you can have a seat if you want.
Siobhan. Silence. Death.
Oh, ignore that.
Yeah.
On with my job.
Well, she even did the kind of like... So anyway, coming up on this, poor Vanessa. Siobhan really doesn't like Vanessa, does she?
No. She's playing hard to get.
Oh, do you reckon Siobhan fancies Vanessa?
No, as in friends. Vanessa wants to be friends with Siobhan. Siobhan's playing hard to get, not having it.
It's like a person called Graham.
I also loved as well with Siobhan when she was like, right, I need someone to take down Amy's portrait. Nick, I'm tall, I'm a man, I'll do it. She said, no, Faye, again, please.
Yep.
Faye's on her main character contract. She needs more screen time. So that made me laugh that Nick thought he was the one. I'm so tall, I can do it.
Maybe Nick was just being polite. That's not very nice.
No, not here for that. Right. So there you go.
We're getting very close to the final, and so we need to know your comments of who's going to be the final 3 round that fire pit, or the final 5 between
just
5
general
and 3.
Theories.
The general theories, but I also want to know now, what if I emphasize this point in big time, if Ben and Nick were to win the Traitors, what will be
where would they go on a honeymoon?
Yeah. Where will I need to buy a hat? Where will they go on their honeymoon? And what will be their parting gesture? Will it be a bow and arrow? Will it be them holding up shields? Will it them pretending to put cloaks over their heads?
Will they get sparklers out?
Will they get sparklers out? Will pretend to joust each other? Will they finally give in to temptation and have a big snog on screen? Get in touch with us. Go to our link tree, linktr.ee/faithful2. On there you can find all our social media.
This is the analysis you come for.
All our social medias are on there, including where you can find to watch us on YouTube, Spotify, or any of your favorite podcast apps. And don't forget to like, subscribe. Hey, listen, guys, we're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Keep subscribing. We're doing it. It's
gone up loads this series.
This is what I'm saying, guys. Come on.
All our Irish fans that we have.
We love the Irish. In fact, so much so, I suggest we moved there once.
But we went to Scotland instead.
We did.
Where Traitors originated from.
So we kind of got the best of both worlds. Like Hannah Montana, I might wear a wig for the next episode. You won't even know it's me. Shall I pretend I'm like someone else?
Also, I've noticed...
Hello, I'm David. Sorry,
that'd be good. I've noticed that you've ignored a lot of the comments that were saying Ben is correct, Alex, you're wrong about keep dividing North Ireland and Ireland traditions. So just like that to be known to everyone.
Oh, I apologise that I...
Once again, I was right.
May have implied that traditions in Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland perhaps are not the same. People have got in touch and said that in some instances they are very similar. And I appreciate that input.
That's why I do the fact file normally. And Alex just listens.
I just sit quietly. And
he's the Ben and I'm the Nick.
I know my position.
Even though my name's Ben.
Yes, you're the Don. And I get on my knees and beg for more gold.
He's like
coins.
the guy from the newsreader, isn't he, Nick? Right. Anyway.
Which one?
Series 3.
What, the presenter or the prostitute? Is Ben the prostitute?
No, yeah, Ben is. Nick is like the newsreader guy.
We're really building a world for these fan fictions, guys. Come on. If you want to send us a fan fiction for Ben and Nick...
No. Unless Ben or Nick write it.
If you can write a fan fiction in less than 2 paragraphs, just a very short story, we may read it out. So Linktree, linktr.ee/faithful2. And if you like the podcast and we guarantee to read out a comment, you can send us gold coin, which is worth £5 to buymeacoffee.com/faithful or coff.ee/faithful. And as I say, on there, you can give us £5 to help maintain this mess of a show. And also we will read out any comment that you will attach to that coin.
Lovely. Right, so we'll see. Was it the semi-final tomorrow, is it?
It's Nick and Ben's semi.
Oh, well, I can't wait to see it.
Nor can I. It's going to be a shining glory.
Until then, stay faithful.